Oh, I wonder why.
Yep.
Because
Okay, the recorder's on. We're currently in three trades here: the New Zealand dollar, New Zealand yen, and the dollar yen. Um, and this was basically an 1889 setup, and our trend line break, our last two candles, was right here. And at the close of this candle, we entered this trade here on the dollar yen, and this was a call by Phil. Uh, nice setup. Delete. The next pair that we're in is the New Zealand dollar. And again, this was our trend line break here, and you can see our entry here at the top of this candle. All right. And I just realized I need to put in my stop and take profits on this. Come on. Okay, I want to go up about 10 pips plus the spread and go about 13. All right, that's good. And I will bring this take profit down to here on the assumption that we should break this low. And that's about 16 pips. I'll just leave that there for the moment. I can adjust that later. And the other trade that we're in is the New Zealand yen. No, that is New Zealand yen, New Zealand dollar. Okay, let's do that one. And New Zealand dollar here, you see our trend line break, our 89, our 18, we're, below that.
Yep. Yep.
And this was our entry here. We have 3 pip spread, and we have our stop and take profit in. So those are the three trades we're watching. I don't expect them to move very quickly. This should pull back at some point back up in here, and we'll probably go a little bit negative before it turns around and comes back in our direction again. And I would expect the same thing with the other trades that we're in. New Zealand dollar, New Zealand yen, and dollar yen I need to put up here at the top so we don't have to jump around looking for them. Pound Aussie, we were waiting for a break long, and we missed it. Now it's in a little bit of a pullback, but it's right at S1. I would like to see price get above that S1, and I would like to take a long back up into this area. And what this area represents is the 50% retrace of this entire move. In most cases, when you exceed the previous day's range, as you can see here, the previous day's range was 257, and we've gone 430. Usually price will pull back into about the 50% area. So if we do get a close above this S1, that 50% area would be my target.
Yeah.
That's what we're waiting on.
Forgetting S1 for a minute there, that's always a tempting trade that because you miss the entry, but you can get in a better entry.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
It's always very tempting that, isn't it, sometimes?
It's usually what you want to do with futures because they jump around so much.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to really just stay with the rules because you know how we get sidetracked.
Yeah.
So I would like to see a close
Yeah.
really back above this again,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I'll feel confident to take it up to here.
Yeah, because that S2's pretty much held, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Or S1 rather.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean it's going to hold forever, but right now it's
No, no,
putting up
no.
a fight. It's got that lone soldier there,
Yeah.
so there's definitely some resistance there.
Mm.
Um, we were collectively up about $75, maybe a little bit higher right here before. Had it gone to 100, as I mentioned, usually I would just close them all and take that money and be on my way. Okay, but I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback based on price action. And if we go to New Zealand dollar, you can see we've got, remember, it's 3 to 5 in a row, and then usually 2 to 3 in the pullback. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a pullback here. That'll drive this a bit negative. If we look at New Zealand dollar, again, we're 4 in a row here, if you count that doji. So we could get a little bit of a pullback here before it turns. All right. And with dollar yen, uh, again, we're three in a row. We could get a bit of a pullback before it turns back. So I would expect this to go somewhat negative at some point until the pullback is completed, and then it should move back in our direction. So this way, if I see things go south, I don't panic. I kind of know where it's coming from, and we'll just sit and watch them. So that's essentially what we're looking at the moment. And working the candles with equities works really, really well. We don't do it equities, here, but and you see how fast we're positive again. So that's why you don't or you shouldn't panic once you really understand price action and you understand your setup. Um, oh, stock market just opened. This is a fast morning. And we're just going to sit on this for a moment. Not much we can really do. I just want to look at pound Aussie, see if we get that break above here. This account is also 200 to 1, and I'll adjust for that later. The other account we were using was giving us so much aggravation. Um, and I need to set up my copiers this weekend. I took a hit on my equity account a couple of days ago on my S&P account, being greedy, just to put it in one word.
You could say over optimistic.
What's that?
You could say over optimistic.
Yeah, greed is closer to the truth, though. Where I was up, had my number, and the chart looked like it wanted to give a little bit more, and I set my trade up and went downstairs to turn my coffee pot on and came back, and I was like with a fist in the nose.
Well, fear and greed moves markets.
Yeah, I know. All right, so these are the pullbacks here, and I have to find my scripts and put them in here. The close all scripts. Someone sent me a few of them the other day. So between the three trades, we're like right now $40 negative, and I have a $200 limit for the day, which is 20 pips is what it boils down to. Let's go back to our trades. Then I can't do much about these, so I'll just watch them for the moment. And I'll talk about that other thing I found. So here's our pullback. Should stop at that 18 or at this cluster of highs right here. That's a lot of candle for one pullback.
A lot of shelf, a nice shelf there.
Yeah, it is. That's a long candle. Let's go take a look at New Zealand dollar. I really don't know what the news is at the moment either. If there's any, New Zealand dollar looks the same, a little bit different. We don't have that cluster of highs. We've got this guy right here is where this pullback might stop. Dollar yen, same thing. We've got the pullback, and it should stop up here at these double highs if it's a normal pullback.
Just a note on that UJ chart, it looks identical to what we were looking at on the 1 minute chart yesterday, where you had noted where after the crossover of the moving averages, price went down and then came back up basically to just about them before it continued back down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean that's like just that's what it looked like, a pattern kind of deal. You recall that or no?
We looked at a bunch of them, but I do know the pattern you're talking about, where after the cross you get the pullback and then it goes back in your direction again. That's
Yeah.
what I thought the box indicator was doing.
Now, incidentally, on the I dropped the template or the quantum into it, and on it it has, well, on the chart it's a 21 and the 60, which whatever you can use, but on the RSI I put both moving averages on a single RSI chart.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
I'll load that today. Oh, is that the stuff you sent this morning? Oh, I see.
Yeah, I just dropped it in the room about 15 minutes ago.
But I need that indicator to go in there.
Which one?
Wait, I just need to close a trade here.
Okay.
Come on, come on, come on. $135. Okay. I'm on that old account, the one where we let all the trades go. Like it got really bad negative, so I'm taking little bites out of that to get it back up to its normal thing.
Oh, okay.
You know that the Forex Brokers Inc.
Forex Brokers Inc.
Yeah, this account. Wait a minute.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, all right, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
you
Sorry,
see,
yeah.
like we fought it around and let this go, and I took a trade while we were talking on the what do you call it? Was it dollar CAD? And got back 134. The next time I see one, I'll get another 100, another 100, another 100, and then bring that back to where it was. So that's what I'm doing on the side besides this thing, what we're doing here. Just so you know, it's just something I do anytime I experiment with accounts, or if I have a demo account, a robot account, and it goes negative as practice, I try to bring it back to where it was. It's actually a pretty good little habit to get into. Um, so I need that box indicator. That's what I was.
It's in the Skype room.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daryl sent everything. I've already downloaded the template.
Okay. So quantum copy and file open data folder MQL. And that's the only indicator, right?
Yeah. Everything else is standard.
I got to open up indicators folder. Okay,
Oh,
paste.
now iSessions is what I use to mark the boxes on there. So
Oh, it's a different one. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so
you
that's
can
in
remove
there.
that. You can remove that from the template. Put in your own time period indicator, or if you have that one, you just reset it for your broker time.
Okay. Well, you see, we're still negative, but it was dancing up around 210, 198 before,
Yeah.
but that was the pullback, so that's why I said I expect it to go negative, but don't panic because I didn't panic because I understand that that's the pullback and that's how the markets behave. And based on where we were at that point, I was expecting a pullback. So we'll see. We'll just keep an eye on it. And so now it's dancing a little bit positive, a little bit negative, but we'll just let it go. Okay, so I got the quantum in there. Now the next thing I need is to go get the template. You just posted a fresh template.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, quantum RSI. Close that.
And that's with the 95 setting on it. So you can change that to whatever you want. I'm anxious to look at it on higher time frames, and then also figure out what I was doing was just using a cross of the EMAs for an entry, which the good thing about that is, your losses are minor on a 1 minute, probably 8 pips max. But
Wait a minute, something's wrong here. Can you resend that? It did some weird thing. It wouldn't let me load it.
sure.
All right, prices are drifting again. Let me just see what's going on. New Zealand dollar. Nah, that looks like it's going to cooperate. It's just slow. New Zealand yen rather. New Zealand dollar. It should head shorter. I got no control over it. And dollar yen is the one that's given us the largest pullback here. All right, we'll just watch them all again. And let me see, you sent that. Okay, so now let me download this. Some reason it didn't. Okay, quantum on side. Oh, I see. It's a slow download, it looks like. I
Yeah,
thought it downloaded already, but for some reason it's really slow.
That's 2.3 megabyte.
It's what?
2.3 megabyte the download.
Yeah,
No way.
but it's
I don't
downloading
know why
very,
it's that
very
much,
slowly.
but it's huge.
Why? No, it can't be that big, really.
Well, that's what it says.
Yeah.
Sometimes, they keep improving Skype, and so they have some other issues. Holy shit!
Yeah, no, that's how big the first one you sent was too.
2 point. Yeah, you're right. It's 2.4. Why would a template be that big?
That's
I don't
what
know.
I wondered.
That is a bit.
A lot of boxes.
Well, I'm going to go to. Well, never mind. Let's see. Let me look at. Is it the Q? Is it the quantum thing? I need to look at this. Q. Wow. So I don't know where that's coming from. The quantum indicator itself is 3 kb. I mean, even an RSI with alert, which is not on here, is only 4 or 8 kb. I wonder where that comes from.
Oh wow, it's a really sudden move here on these pairs. But let me just do this. Nope, wrong one.
All the rest of my
Does that
templates
look
and
right?
Now, you want to put it on 1 minute, Lou?
Oh, okay. Does that look right? Oh, I'm way. Let me go back and just look at these trades here for a moment.
Ooh.
They've all gone hard south the wrong way. I just need to see if I need to bail out. Well, it's back down again. This dollar yen seems to be the least cooperative of the pairs, and I may just take this $40 bite on this. I just want to give it a minute to see what else it's going to do. Let's look at New Zealand yen, New Zealand dollar. And dollar yen. I'm going to take this bite. Now it's back in my favor again. Yeah, let me close that. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, it got right to the threshold and came back.
Well, on the 5 minute, well, you can see it went right up and hit your 89.
Yeah,
That's
right
your
here.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On dollar yen.
So it
And that's
just
with,
barely touched the 60 on mine. So that might be a
well,
turnaround.
yeah, well, prices can't see these moving averages.
No? Okay, yeah, I know.
No, I would like to think they could, so that anytime I want a price to stop, I could just put a line up there, but it just doesn't work that way.
Lou, that's like telling us Father Christmas doesn't exist.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Well, I won't get into all. I will make mention of the Yeti though.
Mr. Bigfoot.
Yeah. All right. So it's coming back. Now, in a case like that, I look at the pair that's the least cooperative, as I like to say, and then I'll just exit that because that bite will be so small, it wouldn't be a devastating thing. You follow me? So sometimes it's better to take the $50 bite rather than have it go a full $100 against you, and then manage the other pairs. Oh, I might be able to hedge on this. I'll have to look into that a little bit later. All right, so
What,
let's go.
what say you, Phil? Can you hedge on that one?
Have you tried hedging, Phil? And that's
No, I have
conditional
not.
candles, so this should be another short candle here. Going to make the upper wick. Let's take a look. You haven't tried hedging, is what you're saying?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Tried it.
Do the different brokers in the States talk to each other? Because otherwise you could just have two different accounts and could just one for longs and one for shorts, couldn't you?
Well, that's what a lot of people do. And what they
Yeah.
do is in the same broker, they have sub-accounts.
Yeah.
And
It's really easy to set up on a Wanda.
it's just a little bit, a bit much to manage, especially if you're, looking at fast-moving trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't understand hedging anyway, so that's not.
Oh, let me look at pound Aussie and see if that ever. Nope. See, it never closed above the S1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a strong line.
So that's what I was looking for there. These are still giving me some agita here. It's just staying in this range. We got a price trap here with this guy. Now let's see which one looks like the one that's most likely to move in our direction. Actually, they're all going the other way.
Makes you feel any better. I don't see anything moving, but and what I'm looking at, but who cares?
Coming back again, it's got like a little quadruple top here. Looks like it's these prices right here are holding it up right in here. But we'll have to see. We've
a lot of indecision there with all those wicks.
Yeah. Now dollar yen is cooperating.
Not quite yet. On the 1 minute, it hit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got the twin tower here.
Yeah.
So that next bar should be ours.
You got a price trap as well there, haven't you? So.
Where the New Zealand?
No, on the
dollar yen. Yeah. Still in the price trap.
Yep.
Let's go back to the others. No, there's nothing to do but just watch it.
Yeah, that price trap on UJ is about 20 pips odd, isn't it?
Oh, this candle.
Yeah.
That's the one you're looking at?
Yeah.
Let's go back to New Zealand yen. New Zealand and yen are just sitting right on top of each other. That's why you're not getting much movement here.
Mm.
And oh no, this is New Zealand yen. Okay, and then New Zealand dollar. The dollar is stronger, so this should fall, but it just doesn't look like it.
Well, it's moving up to 10 o'clock now, so I get some movement after then. I don't know. Right now, everything looks pretty sideways.
Yeah, it really does.
Got a little yellow dollar news at 10. Just wholesale inventories, I guess.
So I heard you guys talking. I was out of the room, but I heard a little bit about you were talking about the first 5-minute candle on the 9:30 time
For
period.
equities, yeah. I was watching a video that Mike sent,
Yes, I saw that one.
and can't think of the guy's name. It's Timothy something. A big part of what he did was taking that trade, that 9:30. He would take the range of the first 9 half-hour candle,
Yeah.
and he'd play that high and low. Excuse me. But this guy seems to have taken it and moved it down to a 5-minute candle with a Fibonacci projection, and that's kind of,
Mhm.
you know, I like that sort of thing because it's based on what price actually does rather than what you want it to do.
Yeah, I was playing with that, but I couldn't figure out how to set up a trade.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a Ninja Trader chart guru so I can learn how to set my charts up the way I want them. And I've also been looking at multi-charts because apparently on multi-charts you can replay the whole day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just don't know how to make that happen. That would be kind of nice to be able to replay the day and see if there are things you could have done differently or see how, you know, prices actually panned out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that sounds really good.
Yeah,
Is that a free package?
it's free. Yeah,
Oh, we can get a demo then.
absolutely.
Oh, multi-charts. Okay. Right.
Um,
Do they seem to run smoothly?
well, for the equities, I don't see any difference. Absolutely none. Let me just close this. Hang on a second.
But presumably your MT4 indicators won't work on it, will they?
No.
No.
And I'm looking for the. I guess you have to do a search on multi-charts. I thought I had
Yeah.
the website, but actually what I have is the install file.
Yeah, I'll do it later. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is either going to break hard in our direction or hard against us because we're price trapping on a couple of these pairs. And it's slowly coming back. Slowly coming back. And well, it's creeping back in our direction now. Now we're out of that threshold. And with that $200 thing, I do give myself a little leeway in that, and I'll take out the worst trade and, I'll manage it that way usually. But it's good to have that number. So you see, when you see that number, how you perked up, like, whoa, we're near the edge. And it's good to have a number of some kind in your trading so that you know when you're in the danger zone, as they say.
That's easy for me. If I see a negative sign, it's a danger zone.
Well, I'm willing, as you guys have seen already, I'm willing to let trades float. You know what I mean? Because you got to allow price to move around. So, and like I said earlier, we were up 70 something bucks and could have grabbed 50 of it and then waited for more setups. But I wanted to let things, and I want you guys to see that part of that process where you can be up between the three pairs and two of them are negative, one of them is positive or whatever, but you could still be up pretty nicely and then just close them all in rapid fire. Let's look at New Zealand dollar and see what that's doing. It should be, okay, so it's making the top wick on the next candle. That's a conditional candle because it closed more than halfway into the prior candle after a pullback. So this candle should come in our direction. We're still in trend, 18 below 89. We got our pullback, bounce off the 18. Let's go look at New Zealand dollar. Similar situation with New Zealand. We have our bounces off the 18. This again is a conditional candle, so this candle should go in our direction. And that's New Zealand yen rather. New Zealand dollar, both very similar. And dollar yen has gone a tiny bit positive. But unfortunately, it took 3 candles to do it. So guess what's going to happen?
Nice wicks on the top, though.
Yeah, well, we could get another pullback on this. You follow me? In order for it to make the next leg down, that's a distinct possibility.
Hey, Lou, that last 5-minute candle on the UJ.
Last 5-minute candle on UJ?
Yeah. So would that close have any meaning to you though? Because that kind of closed below all those wicks that it's kind of been pulling back from before.
Yeah. Well, it stopped at the wicks.
Okay. Yeah.
You get me?
Okay. Yeah.
So it stopped. It didn't really close. I like to see a couple of ticks below it for like a real confirmation of a close. But that is what predicates this little bounce back. So if this does a pullback, I would not be the least bit surprised. You follow me?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, more importantly is that this closed below this dominant close right here. Remember, this little red candle, none of these 3 or 4 candles have closed below this candle's close. So once we got this close below here, that meant more to me than where the candle stopped. Do you follow that? So
yeah, I do.
like if I wanted to put a support and resistance line out in the future, I would put it right here because nothing got above this high. I mean, this closing price, nothing. And I promise you that at some point, if price comes back up in here through tomorrow or overnight, it will stall over here because that's very, very dominant. Because all of those wicks were held in check by these highs. Now we're actually $3 positive.
Are you familiar with the term order block?
What was that?
Are you familiar with the term order block?
Order block. No, tell me what it means to you.
Well, the person I'm thinking about, Michael, knows them too, looks at this on a 15-minute chart, and where you have a bunch of bunched up candles. I mean, we would call it just a range. he looks at that in the charts as an order block, meaning that whenever you get back to that zone, just like you were saying, you're probably going to get a reaction.
Oh, I could see that. Sure, that would be one way to look at it.
It's kind of supply and demand by another name, but
Exactly.
I wouldn't like to do it on a 15-minute chart anyway. So
Yeah, I prefer the supply and demand on half hour, 1 hours.
yeah,
Well, it's a range. It's not. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a line in the sand. So.
Right.
Multi-charts.
So we're back positive again.
well, you're nicely positive now
Yeah.
compared to what you were.
Weathered the storm. You know, I expected the
Yeah.
pullback. I almost bailed out of one of these trades, but in the time I opened up the close order button, it jumped hard positive in our direction. So I just stayed in it.
Wow, it's moving quick. You had 70 just now.
Yeah. Well, and I believe I have the one-click trading turned on here. So, oh, I saw a 90 there for a minute. There's a 70.
Yeah. Whew, did it move quick?
All right. Well, it's going to do another pullback. And this will calm down in a minute because I think this is that 10 o'clock news he was talking about.
Yeah, it came out a little positive for the dollar.
I'm curious to see how fast these things close.
I clicked on that multi-charts.
Okay, we're at 100, and I'm gonna go 1. Oh, you son of a bitch! It gives me this thing. I'll take it. And I got to do this. This is the thing that's a pain in the ass too. Shoot, I wanted to do like pop, 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 pop. You know what I mean?
Oh, you don't have one click on it.
Yeah, I didn't have the one click. Let's look at New Zealand dollar since that's the one that's this should still go a little bit positive for us. But we got our $100. See, we're 5,120.
Good.
Well, I fully expect these to go down here, but just that it seems like the last few times we've tried this, we got caught in like a real slow batch of shit. Where there's a bunch of candles not going anywhere. And I should turn on the one-click trading. What was that?
I was saying, there you go. You got $25 on it.
Yeah, I missed it. I was
if you want
debating going to close the. Yeah, I'll wait for the 25. But that was a good example of like between the 3 trades, you can be up really nice in a hurry, and then you just rapid fire close them out. But it works better with that script that I have, and well, it was $26. It works better with that script that I have and with the one-click trading turned on. And it's going to go back and just fart around. But the beauty of this is now that you know, we've got our profit. I'll let this come back to 0 and then just this should do the what do you call it? A little bit of a pullback. Come on back. Oh, let me go here. Wait, tools, options, charts. Oh, trade. Use one-click trading. Okay, turn that on. Oh, disclaimer. That's what stopped me before. The disclaimer showed up on the other screen.
Oh.
I'm wondering why the thing wouldn't go through the right way. I'll take $10. Okay, so we got $130.
The price you pay for opulence, huh?
Yeah.
So
okay.
The multi-screen, multi-chart thing, when you get there, it says enter your email for a $1,000 off a lifetime license. So maybe it's not free, huh?
No, well, it is free, but it didn't ask me for. You know what? Let me post the setup file in here, because you know what it is. I have a live account with the parent company, so there may be some sort of a tie-in there.
Oh, I see.
Application, there's two of them. I'll drop them both in the Skype. Hang on. Pip Factory is the private one, so I'll drop them there. I think one is a 32-bit and one is a 64-bit. So depending on your system.
Uh-huh.
All right. So anyway, so for today, you know, we did the 3 trades, about basically an hour and a half. We got $130. So I don't know what that works out to an hour, but it's okay. It's more than I was making before. I just didn't expect I didn't expect to get caught in the price trap thing. That's happened a couple of times. I got to see if there's something I can look at that can help me. Well, you can't avoid it. You just have to weather it out. You just have to sit and stay with your setup. We took 3 classic setups, or classic 1889 setups. We had our stops at 10 pips plus the spread, and I had take profits much lower than they were, but my goal was like to make like $100 and then close all 3 trades. So this took much longer than this particular setup normally does, only because we went sideways for quite a while. All right, and if you look at where our entry was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We spent an hour in a sideways market. That should be 12. Yeah, we spent an hour going sideways. So that was basically an hour to make 5 pips on one, 6 pips on another, or however it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little unusual, but again, that's trading. You know, you can't. The only thing we can control is the risk.
That multi-chart, 64 bits, a 76 megabyte file.
Didn't too much to download?
I don't know. I'm just doing it, but
yeah, it just seems to be slow for whatever reason.
So it says it's $199.
All right, yeah, I didn't see that.
Maybe it's because you're tied in with whatever.
Well, yeah, because they told me all I have to do is take my NinjaTrader live account password and pop it into the demo of multi-charts, and it'll turn the multi-charts into a live for me.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I didn't want to do that until I learned the buttons and the switches and the dials and knobs and all that.
Sure. So maybe the demo is free or something.
Yeah. Let's go back to Pound Aussie. Oh, look at Pound Aussie now. Now it finally closed above that, and we missed it. You see that? Remember, I was waiting for a close above the S1?
Mm-hmm.
And it turned the other way. And now it closed above the S1, and I almost guarantee you it's going to meander right up to this 50. All right, but again, it's another example of having your rules and sticking to them. You follow me? I needed to see a close above, because this was not a close, because the next candle came right back in. Fake out. You got me? This closed above, and the next candle did not come right back in. That's the difference between these two closes above that S1. Everyone see that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I like to see, okay, close above, what's the next candle going to do? Yeah, you pay the price in that you don't get the meat of this candle on your entry, but you don't get faked out either. Yeah, this is going to go right up here. This is going to do something like this. Probably come back in here and test this again and then head up in there. Okay, but again, knowing what you want to see, you know, the $64,000 question, what do you need to see to go long? What do you need to see to go short? And that's how you play it. All right. We'll come back and do this again tomorrow. and we'll any questions on any of this? Did I, I always ask you, did I take the trades according to the rules? I didn't bend them or break them. I honored my stops. I almost bailed out of one of the pairs because it looked like it was going hard against us. But as I was preparing to exit the trade, prices turned very quickly back in our favor. So I stayed in it. All right. If we're all good, I'll post this in about an hour or so, and we'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah, look forward to it.
All right. Okay, guys. As always, good working with you, and I do want to touch back on that box thing again. I'll have some time to look at it today.
Yeah, okay.
All right. All right, gents. I'll see you all tomorrow.
All right.
Yep. Okay, Lou.
All right,
Thanks
much
for
appreciated, Lou.
Yep. Be well.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye, guys.
See you guys.